Have you ever pondered why Dubai, a city surrounded by vast deserts, imports sand from Australia? Yes, you heard it right. It seems like a paradox, doesn't it? A desert city importing sand. But here's the thing, not all sands are created equal. You see, the world of sand is more diverse than you might think. There's beach sand, river sand, desert sand, each with its own unique properties and uses. In Dubai's case, the sand that blankets the surrounding desert landscape is fine and smooth, a product of centuries of wind erosion. However, this desert sand isn't suitable for construction. It lacks the grit and coarseness needed to bind together in concrete and cement. That's right, the world's tallest skyscrapers and most ambitious construction projects need a certain type of sand. And that's not the kind you'll find in the desert. So, the desert sand isn't quite the same as the sand needed for construction, which leads us to the next part of our story. Now, you might be wondering why Australia of all places? Well, it all comes down to the global sand trade. Yes, there's a global trade for sand, believe it or not, but not just any sand. The sand that's high in demand for construction is the one with a specific grit and composition, and Australia's sand fits the bill perfectly. The sand in Australia is coarse, clean, and it binds well, making it ideal for the concrete used in construction. You see, Dubai's desert sand is too fine and smooth for construction purposes. It doesn't bind well, creating unstable buildings. So they import the gritty, high-quality Australian sand instead. The transportation of sand from Australia to Dubai is a massive undertaking involving ships and a lot of logistics. But this trade also has its environmental impacts, from the potential damage to Australian ecosystems to the carbon emissions from the transportation process. So, the sand from Australia is a critical component in Dubai's construction industry, but it's not without its controversies. Importing sand across continents, understandably, raises a few eyebrows. The environmental implications are hard to ignore. The carbon footprint of transporting millions of tons of sand thousands of miles is significant. And the potential for ecological damage? It's a concern that can't be swept under the rug. But here's the thing. Both the United Arab Emirates and Australia are well aware of these issues. They're taking steps to mitigate the impact. For instance, the sand trade is carefully regulated. Only specific types of sand that are abundant and not ecologically sensitive are permitted for export. And to offset the carbon emissions, they're investing in renewable energy projects and carbon capture technologies. The sand trade, like any industry, has its challenges, but it also offers an opportunity to foster international cooperation, to drive innovation in environmental technology, and to promote sustainable practices on a global scale. So the next time you see Dubai's glittering skyline, remember the journey that the sand has taken to build it. And remember, not all sands are created equal.